You ever get that? Like you set a goal, right? Super stoked about it.
Yeah,
Then, bam, life happens. We're tackling that today. Motivation Gold coming right up.
totally.
We're going deep on a Jay Shetty episode with, who else? The mindset mentor himself, Rob Dial.
Love his stuff.
He breaks down fear, finding your why. Let's unpack it.
So good. And it's how he gets fear, not just get over it. He's like, why do we even feel this way? There's primal fears, then there's the stuff we make up.
Okay, so like bear chasing me fear versus what if I totally bomb this fear?
Exactly. One survival, the others are brain going wild. Thing is, it feels so real, right? Brains are powerful, like a crazy dream, your heart's racing, but it's not actually happening.
Okay, but how do we deal with those fake but scary fears? The ones that keep us stuck?
Dial uses that dream thing to show we react to those as if they're happening now. He's like, if our minds are that strong, why not use that to picture winning instead?
Ooh, I like where this is going. So less doom scrolling our anxieties, more picturing the victory dance. He says, imagine the best thing. Really feel it. And it rewires you to be open, not trapped in fear.
Okay, so less, what if I fail? More, I am crushing this.
Yeah.
Any tips to make that visualizing more, I don't know, real positive thinking's great, but
Oh, he's got you. Use all your senses. Don't just see it, hear the crowd, feel that accomplishment. Heck, smell success if you can. Vivid is key.
tricking your brain into this could totally happen mode.
Yes, and affirmations on top of that. Don't just picture it, say it, I am worthy, that kind of thing.
Huge. Sometimes if I'm spiraling, saying it out loud, even if I don't believe it yet, the energy shifts.
Planting seeds, man. Deeper the roots, the more it takes hold.
Okay, visualizing, affirmations. What about the deep down stuff? The I'm not good enough tape on replay. Dial talks about rewiring that awareness, practice, repetition. Break it down.
Got to start with catching ourselves. Those thoughts run on autopilot. He uses this example, like judging someone at the store. Ever done that?
Oh, totally. Who buys a cereal? Trying to be better at it. Yeah.
Noticing without judgment is huge. Then you practice choosing a different thought. Instead of criticizing, find 3 things you appreciate about them. Might feel forced, but that's where repetition comes in.
Building the habit so those good thoughts become automatic. Like he says, the power of our most repeated thoughts is huge.
So true. They become our reality. If it's all I'll fail, guess what? You're setting yourself up for that.
Yeah.
He says, for each thought, ask, is this helping me or holding me back?
And that's where, like, cutting ourselves some slack comes in, yeah. Easy to get down on ourselves when we're like, those thoughts again.
100%. Dial's big on that. Grace, we're all a work in progress. Got to remember that.
For real. And speaking of progress, he and Shetty both kind of busted that myth that you reach a certain point, you just coast. Like, goal achieved, now I chill. Doesn't quite work like that.
Nope. They're all about the journey is the thing, challenges and all. It's building those skills to handle whatever comes, not some imaginary finish line.
Less about being done, more always becoming kind of thing.
Nailed it. And speaking of challenges, procrastination, anyone, we all do it. Why is it so hard to just, I don't know, start?
Ooh, I bet Dial's got some wisdom for this.
Oh, he does. Picture this. Someone's offering $1 million, guaranteed. But everyone you love dies.
Okay, that got dark fast. I'm intrigued, though.
Extreme, right? But it shows how strong why changes things. Suddenly, I'm tired. Tomorrow. That stuff doesn't matter when you're connected to something big.
Because it's not really about the money, then. I don't even know.
Exactly. Motivation, it fades. We can pump ourselves up, but Dial says without that why, it's temporary.
So then how do we find that unshapable why, especially when it feels, like, hidden?
He's got this thing, the 7 levels of why. Take your goal, ask why. Then whatever the answer is, why that? Keep going till you hit the core reason, the soul level stuff.
Peeling back the layers, huh? Any stories from the podcast that show this in action?
Oh, yeah. Client of his, goal was to make $100K that year. Simple enough, right?
A lot of people relate to that.
But Dial digs in, asking why. Turns out, divorce, kids in a bad area. He wanted custody to provide a safe home. That was the why.
Not the money itself, but what it represented. Powerful.
Love for his kids, drove him, and guess what? He hit that goal.
Damn. Makes you think what we're capable of when we tap into that.
No doubt. And this ties into another thing he dropped. That emptiness, achieving stuff, but not that inner void. He lived that.
Back in his corporate days, right? He's mentioned that before.
Yep. Successful career, money, freedom. But inside, he's like, I'm withering up.
Yeah.
More afraid of staying than leaving it all.
So it was scarier to stay stuck than to actually leap.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He realized those outward wins weren't fixing what was going on inside. Empty, And he'd done this stuff, but still.
Which a lot of people feel that, right? They
Yeah.
check all the boxes, but it's like, wait, is that it?
Totally. Dial talks about how he just stayed busy, next goal, next goal. But he realized, got to deal with the feels head on.
Like they say, what you resist sticks around.
For sure. He's got this wild analogy from nature. Ever seen, like, a polar bear after they've been tranquilized or something? They shake like crazy.
I think so. Kind of freaky looking, actually.
Right. But it's cortisol, stress hormone, getting released, their way of not letting it turn into trauma.
Shaking it off, literally.
Yep. And Dial's like, we need our version of that.
So journaling, therapy, even a good cry, letting yourself feel it all the way through.
100%. Make space to heal, not just outrun the tough stuff. Which, easier said than done, right?
Oh, for sure. Takes guts to sit in the icky feelings, but sounds like that was part of how Dial found his, I don't know, his peace.
Big time. And it ties into this idea he has that being spiritual, it doesn't cancel out ambition. He thinks it makes you better at it.
Because you're coming from this calm, purposeful place, not just fear driving you.
Nailed it. When the why is strong, the how gets easier. Like we were saying before, that switch from outside pressure to inside drive.
Not about giving up goals, but going after them in a whole new way.
Exactly. And then, this is huge. He realizes what we chase outside ourselves is often what we got to build inside.
Ooh, give me an example. That's a big one to grasp.
He talks people-pleasing, which so many of us do it. We want everyone to like us, approve, even if it screws us over.
Been there, tiring, trying to be who everyone else wants.
Right? But he was looking for love and acceptance out there that he wasn't giving himself.
Oof. It's like trying to fill someone else's cup when yours is bone dry.
Exactly.
Ugh.
And it means we got to get real about the parts of ourselves we judge, hide.
Because we think they make us, like, unworthy of love.
Yeah. But I learned trying to deny those parts just makes them stronger. Accepting the whole you, even the messy bits. That's where freedom is.
Reminds me of when he talked about writing his book. He's a bit of a perfectionist, right?
Oh, big time. Drove his editor nuts, all the details. But he realized that was also what made his work good.
So our weaknesses are often strengths in disguise. Just got to figure them out.
Totally. Owning the whole package, not trying to be some perfect version.
This has been amazing. That part about finding in ourselves what we're looking for from the world.
Gold.
Game changer, right? And it makes me think of one more thing he said. He's learned to embrace this idea. His life is both, like, super meaningful and also just a tiny part of everything.
Perfect note to end on. Finding those little joys, but knowing there's this whole universe out there too.
Yeah.
So, listeners, what do you think? How do you level up?